Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So today we're going to take a look at MERGED ZAMASU, who just came out on Global Dokkan. This guy's a pretty good EZA unit. He actually does have some value in Super Battle Road just with how hard he can hit. He does also give Extreme Class Realm of Gods category allies extra defense. So, you know, if you're running a full, Goku Black and Zamasu team, or at least several of the units, something like LR Rose Goku Black here, it'll make MERGED ZAMASU look fairly good. So we'll go ahead and put MERGED ZAMASU in the middle, because he, of course, is getting, Godly Power from Supremo 5 Time. You guys might know Supremo 5 Time as one of the best support type units in the game. She's got to be top 5 at least. On a team like with her and other MERGED ZAMASU units, Goku Black units, that's where LR Rose can really start to look impressive. So look at that. 2.89 million is really good. Zamasu also does now lower superclass allies attack by 10%, which, well, actually, did that go down? I think that went down from before his EZA, right? No, it's the same. Okay, it's still 10%. Oh, I'm thinking of Angel Golden Freeze that lowers it by 15%, right? So the extra defense is good. He does lower superclass enemies attack by 20% as well, which is pretty good. That is going to be a powerful effect. Okay, so here I have AGL ZAMASU. Now, AGL ZAMASU is pretty much going to be this MERGED ZAMASU's best friend. After AGL ZAMASU transforms into MERGED ZAMASU, they actually have the entire same link set. So it's going to be very easy for them to be able to output massive, massive damage. And then, of course, the extra defense that Tech MERGED ZAMASU gives is very, very helpful for AGL MERGED ZAMASU, because as we know, that AGL ZAMASU, he's got his damage reduction, which is good, but he does not have a high defensive stat usually, which can cause him to take a lot of damage, especially in something like Super Battle Road, because even though he's got damage reduction, his defense isn't really allowing him an opportunity to cut down on that damage, which is a little bit unfortunate. We could actually take a significant amount of damage here, depending upon how things go, because we have a full tech-type rotation right here. Let's see how this is going to work out. I mean, Goku Black, oh, that's bad. I don't think we're going to die, but we could take a lot of damage here. This is, type disadvantage on the newest Dokkan event. 100k? Wow. It just goes to show, that's why, Dokkan Fest Android 13 is just so powerful, right? Because when he destroys your defense, that's what makes him a threat. That's why, Dragon Ball Super Broly as a boss is going to be dangerous, because when he super attacks and destroys your defense, that's when he becomes a threat. Look at that. I was actually worried for a second, uh-oh, we could take a lot of damage here. And then, I mean, Gotenks, he did 100k to Goku Black and Zamasu. See, the thing about Goku Black and Zamasu, they could be an okay defensive unit after they super attack a bunch. So, if he's not, if they haven't supered yet, which they haven't, and for them to only take that much damage shows that this Gotenks just doesn't really hit that hard. I guess that's fine, but it's just the difference between, Dokkan Fest 13, I guess, the other Goku is up there as well. The, SCR Namek Goku hits very hard. I don't think he doesn't lower defense though. He just hits a Super Battle Road enemy, a category Super Battle Road enemy. So, all right. Next turn, we're gonna be able to have that AGL ZAMASU, full link set being active. Plus, no, I floated off Supremo 5 Time. It's fine because we're gonna look at him on another team. See all these ZAMASU units. The thing about them is that they're super good on several different teams, right? You can run them on Realm of Gods, Patara, Future, Time Traveler. They're all on there. And then, MERGED ZAMASU is on Explosion of Anger and Last Resort as well. If we got some sort of LR MERGED ZAMASU who could be, a candidate for one of the best units in the game, and he was on, the Last Resort team or Explosion of Anger, and he did not lower Superclass Allies attack, he could be a very, very interesting unit, right? Especially because MERGED ZAMASU, believe it or not, would link up okay with, Vegito Blue. Because, I mean, they've got Fuse Fighter, they have Fierce Battle, so they've got links together, right? So that's good. MERGED ZAMASU having Fuse Fighter, of course, is going to be a big deal on, Last Resort. Again, Realm of Gods, Patara, even Time Travelers with Vegito Blue. MERGED ZAMASU and Vegito Blue, there's a lot of overlap between them. All right, so AGL ZAMASU, right? With MERGED ZAMASU giving him the extra defense, AGL ZAMASU up to 63k right there, which is not the worst. I mean, in category Super Battle Road, AGL ZAMASU at that point is actually going to be able to cut down on a lot of the damage he would take, like in Realm of Gods category Super Battle Road or something like that, with this Zamasu's help. Now, Extreme Super Battle Road, 63k plus damage reduction, that's not going to cut it, I don't think. But, you know, in category Super Battle Road, this is a very potent combo. But Merged Zamasu's damage is so high that I do think he can be an asset in Extreme Super Battle Road because of how squishy and how just non-tanky the enemies are in Extreme Super Battle Road. So, like, they're actually so squishy that it really does make ridiculously high damaging units a real option. Because, you know, something like LR Tech Broly, you can actually just blow the enemies away before they even have a chance to really do too much. So that's good. I wasn't really trying to, but I do notice that we didn't get an 18-key super attack with LR Rose here, huh? But then again, I wasn't really trying to, but... You know, sometimes, I mean, he still does really good damage, even on his 12-key, but if you're not able to get him that full power 18-key, he's not going to be as impressive as he could be, for sure. So, okay, let's go ahead and look at Merged Zamasu on another team. As you guys can see, though, he's a very, very solid unit. Alright, guys, so I wanted to look at Zamasu on the Time Traveler team, but unfortunately, people just don't run into Goku Black anymore. It is unfortunate because the Time Traveler team is one of the, you know, better teams, I think, that's in the game. At least, like, the roster is super top tier, very, very high. But, you know, when the leader is very subpar, it's definitely, a lot of people just don't really run them. Like, you know, Exchange Majin Buu's Artificial Lifeform team is very good, so it's going to remain to see what happens with that, but I definitely could see Exchange Majin Buu not being a very common unit to find. And then, of course, the same thing with Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, but, I mean, his team kind of sucks anyway, so who cares, right? And it's not like, you know, oh, boy, need to run that signature pose category. Whew, boy, got to get that one out. It's like, nah, not really. I mean, sure, it's good for, I guess, like, I don't know, the Ginyu Force team or something, but, like, they're on the Planet Namek category, so I don't know. The signature pose category is pretty pointless, pretty worthless. So we got a little bit unfortunate in that most of the units I want with Merged Zamasu are here on, you know, this second rotation right here. I also would prefer if they would all not super attack, but not really too much I could do about that. As you guys can see, we are in the future category team because you know, after a half hour of looking and I can't find Int Goku Black, like, what am I going to do? We're just going to leave him on the sideline at that point. We're not even going to worry about it. I would like to see them release a new category leader for Time Travelers, of course. It would be way, way better if there was a superior Time Traveler leader, but, you know, it's definitely one of those categories very similar to the Pure Saiyan category where I could see why they might be a little bit hesitant, but then again, you know, Goku Family, I think, is up there as well, and, you know, they didn't have a problem, you know, making Super Saiyan 4 Goku an insane leader for that team, but then again, I mean, that is like an anniversary unit, so it's slightly different, right? Alright, so I've got LRB Pan here. We will keep B-Pan on rotation with Zamasu, and I'll actually probably go ahead and use her active skill next turn, I think. You know, with Time Traveler's support Mai on rotation, I think that's going to actually work pretty well. Zamasu, you know, because Mai is going to give Zamasu Fierce Battle, you know, plus she's also giving the 40% buff. You know, we could get a lot of attack from AGL Zamasu as well, but, you know, we're just trying to see some good rotations right here. Bringing LRB Pan onto the future team, it's not like an insane maneuver either. Like I would say this actually does work pretty good, having like LRB Pan on here or Supreme Pi of Time, right? That's one reason that like Trunks and Zamasu, their leader skills are so good. See, it's interesting because Trunks and Zamasu are Golden Week units from a year ago. And, I mean, their leader skills are maybe 50 times better, 60, 100 million times better than what we see from this year's Golden Week units. Like, it's bizarre, right? Like, I feel like that's not, like, a full year later, and the Golden Week units from a year ago have way better leader skills. Like, that's just, it's again, bizarre. I mean, we'll see. The Majin Power category certainly could be very interesting moving forward. You know, 170% to all stats, and, like, if they drop, like, a crazy LR Kid Buu or something like that, it could be like, okay, all right, this is pretty good, but, you know, we'll see. All right, so what's Zamasu's defense right here? 70k is not the worst, considering the only defense he's getting is from his Realm of Gods Extreme class defensive buff, right? So that's actually a sort of decent number, I would have to say, for our boy. Let me see real quick. What is his defensive stats? 10,000. Okay, okay. I think for an EZA unit, that might be that is a little bit on the low end, but you know, he's mostly a damage dealing unit. You guys know a lot of times I do like defensive units and stuff like that because a lot of times I just feel like they're going to be more viable on some of the difficult modes. But you know, there is like a use and a purpose for units like this Merged ZAMASU and stuff like that. Plus, he does give that defensive support. I actually do really like that aspect of both him as well as the damn, who was that? I just lost who I was about to say. No. The Int Blue Vegeta. I like both of their, you know, sort of defensive buffs that they give. This is ZAMASU, as we see. He also does give extreme class allies a 30% attack buff for 1 turn. So, you know, in the event, like right there, where we're able to get a double super attack or something like that, he's really able to pick up a lot of damage. Just because it's so rare, I feel like it's not that often I'm able to get this. I'm going to go ahead and use Spirit Bomb Sword Rage Trunks. We're going to go ahead and bring out the Spirit Bomb Sword, give him an attack. I'm probably not going to give him full orbs because I don't really want to finish off this Gogeta Blue. I want to get one more turn with Merged ZAMASU, I think, and I'll be satisfied. I mean, you know, he's just like a really hard-hitting, damage-dealing unit, right? Ooh, boy, that's... Okay. We're going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and transform with this one, I suppose, because I don't want to... I would like to avoid a super attack, if possible, with one of these Trunkses, not to go super crazy. I guess, you know another strategy you could use with these Trunkses is you could transform one and have both of them next to each other. I don't know off the top of my head, but I imagine they have nearly the same link sets. So, all right, so Trunks is going to hit pretty hard right there. Wow, this is a nightmare. The orbs are so good. The field of orbs was so crazy. How much damage is he going to do right here? 3.44. I mean, definitely could be a lot better. I mean, that's without him he has no links active, right? So, like, obviously that could jump way higher if he actually had things like Fierce Battle, you know, Super Saiyan, you know, those powerful links. You know, he does have Supreme Opie of Time on rotation as a strong support type unit, though, so that is pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what our boy is going to bring out next turn. Merged ZAMASU. Of course, I'm going to have AGL ZAMASU next to him. Again, they do share the whole link set. That does include big bad bosses, right? So if you get below 80% HP, that's going to be super good for both ZAMASUs, right? Because, you know, Tech ZAMASU, his defense can be a little bit on the lower end, so getting him a little bit of extra defense will help. But in particular, AGL ZAMASU, right? You get AGL ZAMASU that extra defense, and now we're going a long way towards him tanking very well. Especially on a rotation like this, you know, to have big bad bosses, that would allow us to really, really up our attack and defensive power. Now, we'll go ahead and transform with this ZAMASU as well. We do not have big bad bosses, and I mean, we could get big bad bosses, I guess, for the EGL ZAMASU, but Gogeta, I don't think is going to survive the damage from AGL ZAMASU, because this AGL ZAMASU with his full link set active plus Time Traveler Mai, that's going to be pretty good. 3 million attack stat right there without an active skill like B-Pan effect or anything like that. Pretty solid. He is only taking, like, you know, 4 digits in the thousands right there. And then, yeah, you're at 3.95. So that is a GG for our boy Gogeta. So there we go, guys. There was Merged ZAMASU's EZA. I think he is very good. You know, if you're a global player, definitely the upgrades to Realm of Gods that Global will get during the 5-year anniversary, I think is going to be a big deal. You know, LR Rose Goku Black, the LR ZAMASU Goku units, you know, getting more extreme class units like that will help out a lot. The only thing is, I really do feel like an LR Merged ZAMASU, like, is definitely coming up, would be coming up, and he has, like, a shot at being, like, a top 5 unit in the game. And, you know, that would directly replace this guy, because, you know, I can't see them making, like, a top 5 unit in the game, LR ZAMASU, which I think he probably would be. He'd be, like, top 10 at least, right? I just see no way that this ZAMASU remains relevant afterwards, outside of, like, you know, stages where you're using tech units. Because, you know, there are certain things like AGL Rose's EZA. There's a scenario where they make him, like, a very powerful support type unit, to where there could be moments where you're like, okay, LR Rose Goku Black's one of the strongest, hardest hitting units in the game, but, you know, AGL Rose with that support, I don't really know if we're going to get that same thing with ZAMASU. I imagine an LR ZAMASU will just completely outshine this guy. Although he does give the 50% support to allies. I mean, we'll see what an LR ZAMASU would do, right? But still very good nonetheless. So let me know what you guys think of Merged ZAMASU, and I will catch y'all next time.